Okay, so please begin just by finding a comfortable seat, closing your eyes, sitting tall. I really try and emphasize in my teaching the connection between the body and the mind. I know that it may seem like these are two very separate things, but really they're part of one continuum or one whole. And so if you can learn to relax your body, this will help a lot with mental and emotional stress. So even little things like just noticing tension in your jaw, your lips, your face, the shoulders. And if you notice it there, just seeing if you can, by choice, relax. Now, sometimes you might find that tension in your shoulders or your back or something, it doesn't go away just because you ask it to. You ask it to relax, it may not. And that's okay. So one of the worst things we can do is create more tension by getting frustrated with tension that doesn't leave. So I just want you to recognize that there are usually two kinds. One is we're not aware we're creating tension, and then we can choose to let go of that. So if I'm clenching my jaw, all I have to do is say, oh, I'm clenching my jaw, and then I can stop. Okay, so that's one kind. The other kind is we may be aware of tension and it doesn't voluntarily go away just because we notice it. So that's a very real thing, and I don't want you to get frustrated because you're like, I'm telling it to relax and it won't, because that just creates more tension. So if that's happening, that you're feeling tension and somewhere in your body or maybe in your heart or your mind and it doesn't leave, what I'll encourage you to do is just accept that. Accept that that is going to be a part of your experience, at least right now, and that maybe there's a good reason for that. So we don't need to push against it. We don't need to try and make it go away. It didn't go away, so we're just accepting it and allowing it to be there and assuming that it's serving a purpose. There's a purpose, there's a reason that it's there. Same is true for pain, right? Mental and emotional anguish. Ultimately, all of these things are communicating to us. They're here for a reason. They're messengers. They're trying to alert us to something. So we actually want to welcome them if they don't go away. So after checking in that way, let's turn our attention to the breath and we'll begin to deepen our breathing. And as all of you know, we do this because the breath is one of the most powerful regulators of our nervous system. So again, whether we are feeling relaxed or tense, whether we're stressed out or not, this is going to depend very much on our central nervous system. So the deep breathing, a very powerful way to shift from a predominantly sympathetic response in the nervous system where we're fight or flight, that kind of thing, to a more relaxed, what we call parasympathetic response. So just deep breathing, nothing fancy, just slowing your breath down. Now in this class we use two techniques to help us with that. But if you find them creating more tension, then don't use them. Not today. Keep practicing them, but don't use them if they're creating more tension. So you inhale, belly, ribs, and upper chest. Exhale, reverse that. And that's Dirga, 3-part breathing. Once you've established that, you begin Ujjayi, which is the ocean sound, the hissing sound at the back of the throat. Breathing in and out, just making that sound. That's really going to slow the breath down. And that sound is it should be a very relaxing, calming sound, kind of like listening to the ocean waves or the breeze, the leaves rustling, that kind of a natural, relaxing sound. That's what you want it to be. Okay, so let's move into adding movement. We continue the breathing. We exhale into tabletop position. And we begin cat-cow. So inhale, tailbone lifts, belly drops, crown of the up.
Crown of the head up. Exhale, tuck tailbone around the back, crown of the head down. Good. Let's come back to neutral now. Bring our knees to touch. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Hips to the right. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale, center, and exhale to the other side. So kind of like a dog trying to chase its own tail. Good, and then coming back to the center, we bring our hands close and we inhale the right arm up to the right, follow with your gaze, exhale that hand down, inhale, other side. So like a pendulum on an old clock, swinging side to side, or a windmill. Good, so about 5 or 6 of those are good. Then we come back to neutral, tuck those toes, lift the hips, coming up and back into our downward dog. Now we're pedaling the feet, rolling over the toes, circling the ankles, bending the knees, maybe even kicking the legs, so things like that. If that's helpful, you can do that. And then once you've stretched out a bit, come into your full downward dog. Hands shoulder width, fingers wide, index fingers parallel, chest drawing toward the toes, feet hip distance, and heels reaching toward the ground. With the next exhale, we walk our feet toward the hands, coming into a ragdoll for a moment, dangling at the front edge of the mat, grabbing the opposite elbow. Nodding or shaking the head, swaying the hips, bending the knees a bit. And then with the arms relaxed, we inhale and gradually roll up to standing. Let's start our Surya Namaskar A, sun salutation. Inhale, arms up, touch palms, lift the heart, and lengthen from your pubic bone through the chin. Inhale through center and exhale to forward fold. Inhale to the half lift, coming to fingers or taking hands to shins. And as you exhale, plant the hands and step to the top of a push-up. Align ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and heels, and place the wrists directly below the shoulders. Shoulders active. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, drop the knees, come down halfway, and take another breath. With the next exhale, lower the rest of the way down. Bring your feet together. Inhale as you press into hands and the tops of your feet for Cobra. Exhale, lower back down, and press back to tabletop and then to down dog. Inhaling to the toes, fill the lungs between the hands, and as you exhale, step, jump, or float to the front edge of your mat. Inhale all the way up to standing back bend. Grab the right wrist and exhale to a half moon. Feel from your right hip all the way through the wrist and try and
Lengthen and stretch that side. And inhale to center, and exhale, take a few breaths into your left side. Let's inhale back to center, and we'll exhale to forward fold. Bringing the palms flat, letting the neck relax. We inhale again to half lift, and exhale to the top of a push-up once again. Okay, so if you want to work a little harder, keep your knees up this time. Otherwise, you can drop your knees, take a deep breath, exhale halfway down, and then inhale, straighten the arms and the legs. You may not see, but my knees are off the ground in up dog. So we exhale, we pull those feet in at the same time and lift our hips up and back, returning to the downward dog. From down dog, inhale to the toes. Exhale to the front edge of your mat. Inhale to standing back bend. Exhale to half moon. Inhale to center. Exhale, half moon. Inhale, center. And exhale, sit back in an imaginary seat for chair pose, Utkatasana. The knees are back, the hips are down, the arms are straight up and back, framing those ears. This is a good time to notice unconscious tension in the face or the jaw or the shoulders. The legs need to be tense. They need to work a bit. So that's not unconscious tension, that's intentional. But things like shoulders and lips and face, jaw, all of those can relax. Let's take a deep breath. We exhale into a forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhaling to the half lift. And this time we'll exhale, see if we can come right to the bottom of a push-up. We inhale to up dog or cobra. You can do cobra here. And then exhale, if you can, do a push-up on your way out as you return to downward facing dog. Okay, so hopefully we're beginning to feel warmed up at this stage. We're going to begin to go a little deeper. So bringing feet to touch, we'll inhale the right leg up and back. As we exhale, we bring that knee toward the belly, out to the right and back behind. These are just hip circles. And the way you do that is just thinking about making big circles with your knee in the air. That's going to move your hip joint around. So do a few in each direction. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, lunge. Now I'm going to turn just for the sake of the camera. You don't need to turn, but lunge and then slightly, now I'm saying turn. Turn to face the left side of your mat. Not the left edge of your mat, but just turn to face the left side of your mat. Okay, this is called Skandasana. We're looking for a stretch right in here. This is your groin, also the hamstring. Don't worry about how you're putting the foot and all that. That's up to you, really. This may be too low. So if you need to be up here or something, that's fine as long as you feel the stretch. And you can have hands on the ground, hands in prayer, hands in the air, whatever you like, okay? So good. We're going to move a few times and stretch the inside of the thigh. So take a nice deep breath in and then exhale over to the left edge. And then inhale to the right edge. Good, so that's one. We're just gonna do a total of 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Beautiful. Now we'll turn and then Vinyasa as we make our way back to downward dog. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so we inhale that left leg up and back, bend that knee, and we'll make a few circles, just opening up that hip. Again, just think about circles in the air with the knee. Good, take a nice deep breath. Exhale as you lunge. And then turn to face the right side, not the right edge. You're at the left edge, but you're facing the right side of your mat, okay? All right, so we want to feel the stretch. You may have to play around with your torso position a little bit, so don't worry about that. If you need to, you can angle yourself, however. Main thing is there's no pain in the knee or the ankles, okay, or the hip for that matter. Okay, let's take a nice inhale. We'll exhale over to the right edge, and then inhale to the left edge. This is the second time we're repeating this, so you may have to go a little further, a little deeper to feel that stretch. So again, just about 5, and then we will Vinyasa back to down dog. You might see me skip some Vinyasas. That's because I'm teaching and I don't want to run out of breath, which if I'm breathing properly, I don't. But if I'm talking and teaching, I do. Okay, beautiful work, everybody. From here, let's exhale to a tabletop. Let's take a look at our side plank. Okay, so coming down to your left side, the elbow is on the ground directly below the shoulder, and the hand just comes straight out, palm down. And then I want to line everything up. There's 2 options here. One is legs straight, which is a little bit harder, looking up. Okay, if that's too much, bend those knees and lift up like so. Now make sure this shoulder is active. So if you look at me, this is collapsing in the shoulder, which is dangerous. See how much longer I get when I engage the muscles and I'm pushing the ground away. That's what we want. Okay, let's come back through tabletop. Again, you'll see me turn a bunch. That's just so that I continue facing the camera. You won't need to do that at home. Okay, so again, knees straight or bent. I'm going to do straight on this side. This is a basic or modified side plank. This is great if you're not ready to do the full version. Still strengthening the shoulder here, and again, it can be done with the knees bent. Okay, from there, let's return to our downward dog. Let's take a look at a little bit of core strengthening here. Okay, so from here, we will inhale, top of the push-up, and let's exhale. We'll just come down and take a breath. Then we inhale back up and exhale to a down dog. So not the easiest thing to do. Might look really easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. Not if we're doing it properly. Let's do another one of those. So we inhale, top of our push-up. We exhale, take a breath. And then inhale, push back up, and exhale back. So this is great for strengthening the arms and the shoulders. So if you're having trouble with this, I recommend see if you can do this maybe daily until you build strength. Inhale, top the push-up. Exhale, down, take a breath. And then come on back to down dog. Okay, so hopefully you're getting the idea there. Okay, inhale toes. Exhale front edge of the mat. We inhale up to standing back bend, and we exhale forward fold. Inhale half lift, or if you know your arm balances, you can do this one, crow pose, Bakasana. And then exhale bottom of the push-up. Inhale up dog, and exhale back to downward dog. Okay. So let's bring our feet to touch. This is a familiar one for students of mine, three-legged dog. I had a girl just the other day, last Friday, and she was doing this, which is, I see a lot of that. Okay, so bringing that hip down, flexing that foot, pointing the toes down. So, you know, this doesn't really do that much for us. This teaches us alignment and control. It's actually harder to do it this way. Take a nice deep breath, and as we exhale, we'll lunge. We drop that back heel, then we inhale to a Virabhadrasana 2 or Warrior 2 pose. So again, familiar for almost anyone who does yoga. Front foot and knee point straight ahead. Knee lunges over the heel, thigh approaches parallel. Very important, those arms are reaching out. If you have an injury, maybe you change the arm position. But I see people all the time that will do this, or they'll do this if you're holding the pose. This isn't the pose. This is the pose. You want to be able to hold it and to breathe here. Let's take a nice deep breath, and as we exhale, we cartwheel down, bottom of the push-up. Or if you know your arm balances, you can do this one, Ekapada Kondyanasana. We learned that last week. Okay, so you make your way back to down dog. Okay, so side 2, feet touch, inhale, three-legged dog pose. Take a deep breath, exhale as you lunge, and inhale to Virabhadrasana 2. Take a nice deep breath, exhale, bottom of the push-up or that arm balance, making your way to down dog. Okay, from here, let's go ahead and bring our feet to touch. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale that knee to the ground, okay? Then inhale, roll the shoulder and the arm up into a modified side plank. So again, if this is too much, you come back here and repeat this. This is going to help you build the strength and ability to do the side plank. All right? Otherwise, you're here and just modify it. We just modify it slightly. Good. From there, let's exhale that hand down. We inhale back to a three-legged dog. Exhale that foot down. And then we do the other side. So inhale, right foot up and back. Exhale that knee to the ground. And then inhale as you stack into a modified side plank. Good. We exhale that hand down. Inhale, three-legged dog, and exhale to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Okay. From here, we inhale to the toes, exhale to the front edge of your mat. Staying low, however, let's try a very common arm balance called Bakasana. I have another sequence where we break this down step by step, but today let's just see if we can do this safely and carefully. So remember our low plank. That's called Chaturanga Dandasana. These arms are called Chaturanga arms. This is what I would be holding at the bottom of my push-up. So shoulders, elbows, wrists are stacked. Notice that my elbows are at about a right angle. Now what I want to do is put those on the ground without straightening my arms. You see how this is what everyone wants to do, and it makes it very difficult. So instead, keep those arms bent, lift your butt up, and then bring the hands to the ground. Do you see how my elbows are still bent? That allows me to rest the back of my shins against my arms. Now I look up, shift weight, so you got to feel the balance. Feel where your toes begin to get light. And then see if you can lift one foot off the ground. Now if when you do that, your arm collapses, you may need to build more upper body strength. So you're going to do more of these. Right? Remember? We did that earlier. You do more of those to build that upper body strength. However, if you can lift this, you don't collapse, try lifting the other side. Try going back and forth a few times. And then see if you can lift both. Now, it has much more to do with balance than strength. Okay? But there is a little bit of strength there, and doing those planks will help you build that strength. Okay,
Let's return to downward dog. We inhale to the toes. Exhale, front edge of the mat. Inhale to standing back bend. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, or again, crow pose. And then exhale to the bottom of your push-up. Again, I'm going to skip it so that I don't run out of breath. Okay, continue on. Bring those feet to touch. We'll inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, right knee to the right arm. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale to the center. Good. Inhale, up and back. And exhale, opposite arm. Inhale that leg up and back. Exhale as you lunge. And inhale to a warrior two. Exhale as you sink in. And then inhale to a reverse or peaceful warrior. Looking up and reaching back. Stretching your side here. And you may want to reach up and actually help deepen that. Keep the legs going though. So a lot of people start doing this. Keep that knee lunging straight ahead. Good. Inhale up and exhale, cartwheel down. Bottom of the push-up. Other side, the feet touch. We inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, right knee to right arm. Inhale. Exhale, center. Inhale. Exhale, opposite arm. Inhale. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Take a breath. And then inhale, reverse or peaceful warrior. Good. Inhale back up. Exhale to the bottom of your push-up and make your way to downward dog. Okay, beautiful. Now let's go ahead and take a look at classic side plank. So from down dog, the feet touch, and most of you have done this before with me. Feet touch, and then we roll to the left side, stacking everything up. Now again, I don't want those hips too high. Does this look like a plank to you? It's like an arch, right? So those hips are down nice and straight. That's a plank. Now this is too much. Take the top foot to the ground like so. Support yourself if necessary. Good. Exhale. Return to down dog. Take a breath. Relax. And then feet touching. Carefully. You don't want to injure your shoulder doing this. Good. Exhale back to downward dog. All right. Now, let's inhale to the toes. We're going to exhale to the front edge of the mat. Let's take a look at an extremely hard arm balance. We're just going to see what happens, okay? So if you were able to do crow pose, great. You can repeat that. If not, try again. Try working on it. Just like I told you, the arms are bent, you lift those hips high, feel the balance, okay? Now, if you're ready for more, and this is again a very challenging arm balance, you come into your crow pose and you try extending one leg straight behind you like so. All right, it's very, very difficult. It requires quite a bit of muscular strength in here in the core and in the shoulders and arms to stabilize. Okay, so don't feel bad if you can't do it. Maybe you do it and you start collapsing. That's okay. That's how our body learns. That's how it adapts. We learn and adapt by, you might say, making mistakes or by failing to do something. Okay, so it's two sides, right? It's asymmetrical, so we'll try the other side. See if we can extend that leg back behind us. Okay, now there's a reason we're doing that here, because it ties in to what we're going to do later. So just give it your best shot and don't worry if you're not able to do it. Okay, return to down dog. And from down dog, inhale to the toes and exhale, front edge of the mat. We should all be able to do this fairly easily. Inhale, standing back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, make your way back to downward dog. Okay, so now things are starting to get somewhat challenging, somewhat interesting if you're intermediate or advanced. Let's go ahead and bring our feet to touch here. We inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, right knee to the right arm. Inhale. Exhale. Center. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Opposite side. Kick that foot out. And inhale to fallen triangle. Almost, well, a lot like side plank in many ways. And the modification is the same. So you could bring this foot down or the knee down if necessary, okay? All right, exhale that hand down. Inhale, leg up and back. Exhale as you lunge. And then we'll inhale to our warrior 2. Take a breath. Inhale, reverse or peaceful warrior. Inhale back up. And then exhale to an extended side angle. Okay, so I'm rolling that shoulder back, reaching my fingertips away from my heel. I'm looking up, left shoulder above right. Good. So inhale back to warrior 2, and we exhale as we cartwheel down and make our way to down dog. Let's try the other side. So feet touch. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, left knee, left arm. Inhale. Exhale, center. Inhale. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale, fallen triangle. Good. Exhale that hand down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale as we lunge. Inhale, warrior 2. Reverse warrior. And extended side angle. Good. Inhale back up. Exhale, cartwheel down. Bottom of the push-up. Making your way to the downward dog. Okay. Let's take another look at side plank. So feet touch. We roll over to the left side. Now again, you know how to modify this. It would look like that. Okay. Now we'll look at what's called a dynamic side plank. So as I exhale, I lower my hips to my hand. And then I inhale. Now it is okay to arch because we're sort of reaching up. Okay, no pain in the shoulder. It's 2. Just gonna do 5. 3. 4, and one more for good measure. 5. Good. Exhale. Let's return to down dog for a moment. Now again, not easy for me. It's not really what we want out of our yoga practice, but we also don't want to be hyperventilating. So easy is difficult because some people think of difficult as I'm winded and I'm sweaty and I'm out of breath. It's not really what we're looking for here. Okay, so slow, mindful movements, exhale. Deep breathing. We're not trying to do 20 or 40 or 100. Good. And then returning to the down dog from there. Okay, from here, we'll inhale low toes, exhale front edge of the mat. Let's take a look at balancing, okay? So we inhale up to our standing, and we exhale to a chair pose, arms out to the side. So join index finger and thumb, that's called Jnana Mudra. We've done this in other classes. This is the balancing pigeon pose. So let's inhale that right ankle over the left knee. Notice the foot is flexed. Okay, it's right near my knee. And then I try and drop my torso down, hips down. And I want to feel stretch the outside of my right hip or buttocks or glute. I want the knees to be free of pain. Good. Let's inhale all the way back up and exhale. Chair pose with the arms out to the side. Inhale, left ankle over. And then you just feel it sinking down. You should begin to feel the hip. The knees are okay. And the lower your hips go and the lower your chest goes, the deeper that stretch will be. Good. Inhale, standing back bend, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, bottom of your push-up as you make your way to down dog. Okay, great. Now we come to our home stretch, if you will. Let's bring feet to touch. We'll inhale, right leg up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip, and if you like to do so, flip your dog over. Again, help strengthen that shoulder and create flexibility in the other shoulder. Plus, it's a back bend. Strengthens your back. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, lunge. And then we'll inhale up into our Warrior Two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, extended side angle. Okay? Now, you can stay here. This is a great pose. If you want to go a little further, reach underneath and try and bind the leg. Okay? Now, if you have that and you feel comfortable there, relatively speaking, step the back foot forward, like so. I'm not mirroring you, just so you know. Okay, so your right leg is bound. You're standing on the left leg, and you begin to stand up. So try and get your torso all the way up, and then see if you can straighten this leg. That's called Bird of Paradise. Good. And then come on back down. Inhale to Warrior Two. And exhale, bottom of your push-up. Let's see if we can do that on the other side. Okay, so feet touch. We inhale left leg. Bend the knee, open the hip. And maybe, just maybe, you flip your dog over. Good, take a deep breath and exhale as you lunge. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, extended side angle. And then again, maybe you stay here. But I do recommend trying. Just see if you can do the bind, see what happens. Okay? And if you can, then carefully see if you can step that back foot forward and then begin to stand up. And you can try things like a strap, you know. If your arms aren't long enough, you can use a strap or a towel or something like that. So try standing up first and then see about straightening that leg as much as you can. You can see mine's not completely straight. Good, that's Swarga Dvijasana, Bird of Paradise. Let's take a deep breath from Warrior Two and exhale, bottom of the push-up. Beautiful. Okay. So let's see if we can try something with our side planks now. So you need to be able to do the dynamic side plank, either like this or with the foot. It's fine. So we're going to take a deep breath in and exhale. Inhale up, exhale, step forward, and just turn 180 degrees. So now you're facing the back of your mat. Pretty cool, huh? And then to get back, we're going to do the same thing. So I step my left foot back, I come over, all right, and then exhale, inhale, exhale, step forward, and I turn. Now I'm right back where I started. Now that can be a fun, I don't usually do that in my classes anymore, but it can be a fun way to transition and do all kinds of fun movements on the mat. Okay, let's try it on the other side. So again, you'll see me turn just for demonstration purposes. You don't need to turn. Roll over to your right side. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, step forward. Turn 180 degrees, right? Now again, I know this might be a little confusing. So you're going to step that right foot back, roll into side plank on the left side. Exhale, lower hips in hand. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, step forward. Turn 180 degrees. And we're right back where we started. Okay? All right, beautiful. Let's vinyasa. We come back to our down dog. And then from there, let's see if we can put everything together. Inhale to the toes. Exhale, front edge of your mat. Inhale up to standing. Exhale to this position, flying chair. Inhale, right ankle over the left thigh or knee. And then see if you can exhale both hands to the ground. Okay, so remember what we did earlier? We did that one-legged crow pose, arm balance, where we extended that leg behind us. Now, let's see if we can combine that with pigeon. So I use my foot to hold my arm, and then I extend the back leg behind me. Okay, so not an easy posture to do. Not for me, not for most people. Okay, it is asymmetrical though, so let's try on the other side. Inhale, coming up. We exhale again, sinking into our flying pigeon. Left ankle over the right knee. Sinking down. Okay. Now again, I use my toes to hold my arm and then try and extend the other leg behind. Good. So again, challenging. I think that's important. I think you want somewhere to go with your practice. You don't want to do only yoga where everything is really easy. So this may never be accessible to you. That's perfectly fine. As long as you're making your best effort, it's creating adaptations in your body, and that's really what we want from our practice. The end result, the pose, that's not that important. That's just sort of a direction we're moving in. Okay, let's relax. We'll come into a child pose to begin our relaxation. And then take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, walk your hands over to the left as you stretch your right waist and ribs. So inhale back to center, and we'll exhale off to the other side. Good. So inhale, we'll come on back to the center here. And then let's exhale down onto our belly. We'll bring the right hand over the left hand, the forehead on the back of the hands. Good. This next one is one of my favorites in all of yoga. Very simple, but very, very effective at strengthening the back, which is important for all of us to strengthen and keep our back strong. So arms out at the sides like wings. The exact angle isn't that important. And then bringing your chin to the mat, legs parallel. Inhale, just simply lift everything that you can lift. So you can get your thighs off the ground. Maybe your lowest set of ribs off the ground. Lift those arms high. Great time to, again, check in. Notice if you're tensing your jaw or your face, your lips, the brow, the shoulders. Just let those areas relax. Good. Exhale, come on down. Left hand over right hand, forehead on the back of the hands. Good. Pressing back from there. Let's come into this position. This is Ustrasana, another of my favorite back bends in yoga. So the feet and the knees are about hip distance or slightly wider is really helpful for many people. I know some yoga teachers might tell you they need to be parallel or you need to hug a block. What I've studied with anatomy, this is actually a great position for many people. Helps avoid problems with the back and the hips. So you can tuck those toes if you'd like. Makes the heels a little easier to grab. Pinkies together, elbows in. Inhale, lift the heart. Press the hips forward. Squeeze your butt. And maybe this is it. Great. This is great. Okay. If you want more, you might be able to let your chin go back without pain in your neck. That's important. And you may be able to grab the heels without pain in your back. Good. Inhale, come on up. And exhale, hips to heels. This is called Vajrasana. And if this is not comfortable, just choose another position to sit in. Okay, I know you may be craving a counter stretch, but actually, when we counter stretch, it prevents us from doing our best work in the direction we're moving in. So we want to wait. We're going to do one more back bend and then we'll do some counter stretching, okay? So cross those ankles. Let's bring those legs out. We'll inhale, arms and legs, and exhale as we roll back. Okay, and we'll take a look at the bridge posture next. So the knees are bent, the feet very close to the hips. Again, hip width or maybe even slightly wider, just depending on your skeleton, your body type, okay? If you've ever had pain in your knees when doing this or pain in your back, then knees wider, try it. See how that feels. Not too wide, but maybe a little wider than hip width. Okay, exhale here, and then inhale. Lift those hips up. Interlace fingers, join those palms, shrug one shoulder under and then the other. Lift those hips nice and high. Okay, this is wheel, or sorry, not wheel, this is bridge pose. And if you want to do wheel, which is a deeper back bend, you release the hands, bring them alongside your head. Again, a little wider than shoulder width, and then you can press up into the pose. When you're ready to come down, come on down. Let your knees drop in against one another. Just relax. Good. When you're ready, just let your knees drop side to side gently. These are called windshield wipers. Just gently, nothing too deep, just whatever feels good. If it doesn't feel good, then stop for sure. Good. And then we'll bring those legs in. Slide our hands under the hips, palms down, extend those legs up, lift the head and neck. Inhale, exhale, lower those legs, and then pop your way up to seated. Good, let's do a seated twist next. So we're bending that right knee, taking that foot over the left leg, bend that left knee, bring that foot alongside the hip. Inhale, sit tall, extend the right arm up. Exhale, that hand behind you. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, the elbow over the knee. Beautiful. Inhale, come on back. Exhale, extend those legs. Other side. This is Ardha Matsyendrasana. Good. We inhale, come on back to center. Let's take those legs out straight. If you want to give them a quick shake out, go ahead. And let's do a forward fold now. So the feet are flexed, the legs are straight, the back is straight. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. And as you hold this forward fold, extend the exhale twice the length of your inhale. Good, arms at the ears, inhale, come on up. And exhale as you gently roll back onto your back. Once you get there, draw those legs in, give them a nice squeeze. You can rock side to side, forward and back, make circles with the knees. And then do a little bit of happy baby as well. These two, Apanasana and Ananda Balasana, are both really great ways to just unwind tension before you relax. Okay, when you're ready to relax, unwind onto your back, heels apart, palms up, head centered, chin tucked in slightly. This is Shavasana. And if you have your phone handy, just set a timer for 6 minutes and just let your body relax for the next 6 minutes in stillness.